Okay, in this video, I want to talk just a little bit more about scientific notation. I'm looking at doing some multiplication here with two numbers that are written in scientific notation. 2 and 3/10 times 10 to the third power. And then I want to multiply that times 3 and 189 thousandths times 10 to the negative 6 power. Now, one thing we want to be sure that we see, when we look at this number, 2.3 times 10 to the third really represents a decimal moved 1, 2, 3 places, which is 2,300. And this number to the negative 6 power really means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a very small number. So when we multiply this number times this, we're not going to get a real large number. So that's a concept we need to see, and sometimes it's much easier to see if we do everything in scientific notation as opposed to looking at these numbers here. Because it's very easy to go ahead and remember that in multiplication we can change the order and regroup. So I am changing the order here, and I'm going to multiply then and regroup and multiply 3.189 times 2.3, and I'm going to get 7.3347, or 7 and 3,347 ten-thousandths. Then I'm going to use my rules for exponents because I have 10 bases to two different powers and they're multiplied, so that means that I can add my exponents. So 10 to the negative 6 and a positive 3 gives me a negative 3. So when I multiply, I actually get that number right there. Now, what I want to do now is I want to take a look at, actually show you how to use your calculator to do this very same thing. Excuse me. Okay. So if we look at entering 2.3 times 10 to the, why did I hit? Sorry. 2.3 times 10 to the third power. To enter exponential notation or scientific notation in the calculator, you have a button on your calculator that is right here above the comma that is EE. And so what I'm going to do, it's a little blue button, so I'm going to hit the second button and the comma, and then it pops up E. So this means this is like saying 2.3 times 10, and then we have to tell it what power. So it's 10 to the third. So in our calculator, 2.3E3 is actually 2.3 times 10 to the third power. Then I'm going to multiply that by 3.189 times 10 to the negative 6. Okay, so here's my multiplication with my scientific notation in my calculator. I hit enter, and notice that I get 0.00733347. Okay, now let's go back over here where I worked this problem before, and let's change this to scientific notation. So we have 1, 2, 3 places. Okay, now, so I'm going to write that as 7.3347. And now, it moved 3 places, so my exponent, remember, is either going to be positive 3 or negative 3. This is a larger number, making it smaller, so I need a smaller exponent, so that means it's going to be negative 3. So, whether I use the calculator or use my rules that I know about exponents and multiplication, I can arrive at exactly the same answer. And while these concepts aren't critical for students in grades K through 6, when we get in 7th and 8th grade, we begin to study biological concepts and a variety of different things in science, which really focus on scientific notation, the speed of sound, the speed of light, how far things are out in space. So then it becomes very important as a middle school teacher that students really do have a clear understanding of what scientific notation means.